once again, my friends. I am Marksman, and today I'm going to be looking at a very cool game that I've been besieged. I have acquired one of those words called SwordLord by Justin Fargrees. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. If you can't tell already, this is a weirdly 3D-ish isometric type of top-down sword fighting game where the main attack ability is swing your sword in a circle. Now, I don't tend to play that way, but you can. You certainly can. Usually the way you want things to go is you want to be speeding up your sword, have the most velocity possible, and then hit someone with it. You'll see. I'll jump into the comment right away. Oh no, I'm getting those weird resolution issues. Okay. So, some of my major gripes with it so far. I really like this game, honestly. It has a lot of potential to be one of my favorite games, but it's missing some stuff. Now, most of the stuff that it's missing is pretty minor. I love the central mechanics to this game. I don't believe it's on Steam. It's on itch.io. If you're not familiar, it's a indie game website that hosts a lot of different indie games, a very wide assortment of them, to be clear, and this is just one of them. This is a $1 game, pretty cheap all things considered, but it is a pretty, at the moment, a fairly shallow experience. Now, that's not to say that this game is bad by any stretch of the imagination. It's actually really fun. I love the combat mechanics. You can skim someone and it won't kill them right away, or you can smack someone upside the head with your sword and they will basically get wrecked. I haven't used any of the other weapons, but as far as I can tell, they are very powerful. I've gotten to the point, at one point, I exited the game honestly to see if there were save files, and there aren't really. So usually what I pick up on the first round is this thing. Sorry. If I stop talking for a second, it's because I'm freaking out a little bit, because every single time you hit enter, which is your anything key, your interact, your use key, your everything key, the game changes from windowed to full screen sometimes, and then sometimes it doesn't, which is just really confusing. So that's one thing. That's one of the biggest gripes I honestly have with it. The only other real issue is as much as I enjoy the combat, I wish there was a little bit more variety. I love the fact that your character is, for all intents and purposes, just one dude fighting what seems against innumerable odds kind of thing. I really like that concept, don't get me wrong. But the one thing I think this is lacking so much so is variety. And you know, you have your heavy, medium, and light weapons. Swords are light, axes are medium, and hammers are heavy. And then you have shields, you have armor, you have equipment, stuff like that. So I'm actually gonna show off one of the other weapons after this little fight, once I get back into the shop, because I think I'm gonna fight the first boss. Regardless, if I'm not, I'm going to kill myself so I can go back to doing my normal thing. So I'm going to try and pick up, let's see, let's try and pick up this. Brutal, weird resolution. Okay. So yeah, this is definitely almost heavier than my character. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to be fighting, yeah, boss guy. Now, this guy does a lot of damage if you can't tell. He does packs a serious punch if you get hit, but I also pack a serious punch in case you were wondering. Ooh, because of the hammer is extremely a very powerful weapon. Sorry, my brain is a little scatterbrained at the moment. I'm probably gonna die, and that's for the best. Yeah, there we go. So I'm gonna load my checkpoint. Again, enter is to do everything but Windows defaults switching resolutions, or sorry, switching between windowed and full screen by hitting enter. So yeah, not the best design philosophy on enter being everything. Maybe if it was E, maybe pretty much any other key that's not enter, this would not be an issue, but it makes the game really difficult and kind of finicky because it keeps changing from window to full screen, which annoys the Jesus out of me. But really, aside from that, this game is real fun. As you can see, the combat is really fast-paced, but at the same time, it's not unbalanced. You just have to be very careful. It reminds me of a game that's not really that popular, but if you've heard of it, it's called Sui Generis, or Sui Generis. That is a fully 3D physics-based combat fighter. And, well, as of right now, it's just a tech demo, but, or beta, or whatever the hell it is. It doesn't really matter. The point is, it kind of reminds me of a 2D version of that, and that's awesome. I really like all the mechanics in this game are very solid, too. It feels really nice when you hit something. And you can actually use your sword to defend a little bit. You can, if you're skilled enough, you can just straight up parry someone, which is kind of cool because you don't really get to do that in these kinds of games like ever. So being able to do that at will, or if you're good enough at will, is very cool. I like that a whole lot, actually. That's one of my favorite things about this game, actually, is well, obviously the combat system, because that is like the major draw, but I also am a pretty big fan of the art style. Now, that might be up for you to decide. That was actually pretty not bad. I usually, last time I fought that guy, it took me very many more tries to kill him, because he's very strong, actually. But this time I did pretty well for myself. Sorry, well, when I was talking about variety, all the way back when, and then completely got sidetracked, I was actually meaning to tell, like, the variety of weapons. It's like damage, more damage, and that's it. That's the extent. Even this sword, which I'm going to buy right now, because it's awesome, all it really has going for it, aside from the fact that it does a ton of damage, is that's it. It just does a ton of damage and it looks cool. Honestly, if you wanted to flesh out this concept more, if you wanted to expand on this, let's say this is a beta. I don't know for sure if it is. I'm pretty sure it's complete as is. But if you wanted to flesh this out, sell it as maybe a $15 title, honestly, add 3 things. And I don't think personally that they're that difficult, because you already have some really cool boss mechanics, like those kinds of bosses that summon fire and shit. That's awesome, you know? I want to be able to do that at some point. I want this sword that I'm wielding right now to shoot like lightning out of it when I hit an enemy that maybe like chains to other enemies. That would be awesome. If you wanted, you could do maybe even like an RPG, like maybe like a dungeon crawlery element to it, like procedurally generated loot. What I was saying though that you should add, first of all, is weapon variety. Have different types of weapons show up at different times. Maybe you can buy them. Maybe there's the basic shop items like these ones. But then maybe it's harder to get gold, like a lot harder to get gold, because I have had absolutely no issue getting almost top tier stuff very, very quickly. And that's one of the only gripes I have with the actual mechanics. Because it seems like third round, I'm getting some of the best items in the game, you know? Well, the best sword that it is, and I'm one-shotting stuff, and then I have enough armor and a shield that I'm not dying by one hits, and that's fine. It would make the game really annoying if you died in one hit, but you see where I'm coming from. Anyway, next you add procedural generated, maybe not dungeons, you can just change the waves to be procedurally generated. So you'll be fighting just random enemies rather than the same enemies every single time. And here's the next boss. This guy isn't too hard. I remember killing him like nearly instantly. But I also didn't have this much money last time for some reason. Well, I might have. I don't remember, to be honest with you. Procedurally generated loot, that would be awesome. Or not even loot, just effects. Like, maybe you get the same, like, 3 effects for your weapons every single time. Or, sorry, maybe not. You start off with, like, a basic weapon, right? And then maybe you can expand on that. Like, you can buy effects for it or something, or re-roll the effect on it already. So you have a money sink, basically. Maybe someone gets a really crappy reroll, they have to spend even more money to get rid of it. Then you have an actual like economy in the game as opposed to upgrade this, alright, now you're winning. You know? If most MMOs, that's how they deal with game economies, is they just have places where people can sink all their money into, and it makes it balanced for other players. That can vary from game to game, obviously, but maybe I want. I can probably hold out until the next thing. I think I have to fight a boss again right now. Yeah, I don't think this one's too hard, but he has. Oh wait, this isn't the boss. Never mind. I might be wrong. Wait, maybe this is considered a boss, but he doesn't seem all that difficult. He does a lot of damage though, that's for sure. But so do I, so maybe not the worst thing in the whole universe. Oh yes, this is the boss. I remember now. He has that orb thing that if he enters into it, so you need to keep moving around, getting in quick strikes and then keep attacking kind of thing. If he enters into that orb, he'll start getting healed, which is really OP to be honest with you. But it's not that bad if you know how to deal with it. Last time I was like, what is this orb? I thought it was gonna damage me, and I was like, oh shit, I better get out. But instead, he just kind of... He doesn't have that much health, so he's not that hard to kill. But yeah, the main draw for this game is the mechanics, for sure. I really, really enjoy the mechanics. And it might just be worth $1 to try. And if it gets updated in the future, dude, that would be awesome, to be honest with you. But you could probably market this to Steam, man. Like, put it on Steam, 15 bucks. I would pay 15 bucks. If this game had the features I was talking about, like procedurally generated loot, and it had this kind of combat system, which you don't see in every game today. You see it very rarely. A very granular 2D top-down combat system. One that is is hard to control. That's the point, I think, is the fact that since it's hard to control, it's like you get a hit and then you're like, that was awesome. Like, it just feels good when you actually land a hit, since you are actively trying to not do badly, I guess. I mean, you're actively trying to make cohesion out of something that's already chaotic, I guess. This is a really weird esoteric analogy. And if you came here for any comedy in this episode, I'm sorry, but you know, I really like this game though, so I want to talk about it, basically. So F off, scumbags. I'm just kidding, you can stay if you want. So yeah, now I have enough money to buy the best shield in the game pretty easily, and then next time I should be able to buy the best armor in the game, and then basically nothing can kill me. Granted, this is the farthest I've came in the game so far. That's solely because, unless this game has like a metagame, like you beat the game, now you become the god king or whatever the fuck I'm trying to kill, slay the something rather, and now you have to defend yourself against randomly generated enemies. That would be cool too, man. That's like an end game or something. That would be cool. I like that idea as well. Like randomly generated bosses, just like with random equipment and with random boss effects. Dude, that'd be awesome, actually. Oh man, now I'm making myself want like the 2.0 version of this game, whatever that is. That would be awesome. I really would like to see a little bit more improvement on this game, and then I would be really, really inclined to recommending this to a lot of people. But at $1, I can't really complain, because $1 is, you know, really cheap, especially for a game of this level of polish, aside from the whole enter thing. But aside from that, and aside from the weird resolutions, it doesn't run at 16:9, which is the usual native monitor resolution. It runs at like a weird square resolution. I'm not really sure why, but it's not that bad. It's manageable, especially since you can full screen it and then it runs okay. It just kind of cuts off the top a little bit. But aside from that, the resolution issue, and aside from the enter issue, the game is extremely well polished. I've had almost no frame rate hiccups, and if you see any during the recording, it's not at all from the game. It's not at all the game's fault. Let's just say that. It's completely OBS's interactions with it fault. its with interactions with its fault. How would you say that? Not sound like an idiot. I don't know. I guess one day I might know, but today is not that day. All right. Well, these dudes are pissed. First of all, you know, I haven't played the game to completion, so maybe it's on me for not doing all my research. But I did play it for about 2 hours last night. The game is a lot harder than it's looking, but once you get the sword and you start, you know, learning the mechanics a little bit, most people will pick this up pretty quickly. I think I'm just gonna upgrade to this armor and then be satisfied with where I am in life, because then I'll look totally awesome. Again, have you learned nothing? No, I guess I haven't learned anything. I don't really learn much. I just kind of do stuff, you know? Also, there's no real in-game options. Basically, this is your options menu and your pause menu. There's no options menu from the title screen, so it might start off and be really loud, which is what happened to me. So be aware of that as well. But aside from those things, those three things: no options menu, enter being the default do everything key, and the weird resolutions. Aside from those things, which is just kind of, I think, pretty easily fixable. Aside from those, very, very, very well done, very polished. For $1, definitely worth your time, because there's some replayability. You could probably, well, not really try different builds, but you can try out all the different weapon trees, because there isn't really too much to explore aside from the 3 different types of weapons, and even then they don't have like elemental effects or anything like that. And unless you get the armor to fight the first boss, you're pretty much dead. Unless you were basically a master at this game. But I can also say that once you get armor, the game becomes immeasurably easier. Without the armor, the game is nigh on impossible, except for like the first missions, basically. But oh my god, what is happening right now? They are pissed. These dudes need to chill out, because they're just dying one by one. They're not in a good place, basically. And then also the shield definitely helps as well. For sure the shield, because that is your damage reduction, not your armor. Your armor just adds health. All of your damage reduction is in your shield, so you definitely want a good shield. And yeah, I really like this. It's a really cool visual effect on the side walls. It's very well done. I like, aside from the fact that there's absolutely nothing outside of the arena, which I can't really fault the developer for, because I don't mind it so much. But I guess the reason why I point that out is because, like, you have this really cool fleshed out rendered like pseudo 3D arena, and then you have these windows that look like they're shining light from somewhere. Maybe you're underground, because that would make sense. It kind of looks like they're light on the walls rather than like bars, mostly because the wall is the same color. I don't know what I'm talking about right now. I'm talking about fucking lighting and outdoors and shit. That's not what gamers like to talk about, okay? What am I talking about? I'm red. My character's red. Now that I'm at a lack of things to say, this orc dude is a dick. He looks like an orc anyway. Also, I picked the priest because he looks cool. He has like robes and shit. And the other dude's like big. Kind of fat looking, you know? 4,436. How much was this? If I bought stuff already, can I? Oh, you can. Oh, that's actually pretty cool. So why not try and buy this thing? Just because it's huge and freaking awesome looking. Alright, let's see how quick it is to kill people. Oh, it's time to fight the king! Oh shit, his sword is cool looking. Oh, I should have taken a sword. This game is called SwordLord. That means I'm destined to lose. Oh, jeez. Do I know what death tastes like? Is that what he asked me, by the way? Pretty sure that's what he asked me. Probably tastes like some blood, a little bit. At least some blood, you know? What the fuck? What is going on right now? He's shooting Laser beams? That doesn't seem fair at all. Oh. Oh, what the deuce? Shooting bombs at me? Oh, God. This dude's fast. Oh, geez. He's gonna shoot his fucking death laser again. That's some bull hockey. Get out of here, you nerd. Stop shooting your laser. Oh, my God. He's burning me alive with his searing death beam of laser boom. What am I talking about? Can you get his sword after you kill him? That'd be cool. I'm doing a lot of damage to him, by the way. Like a a tap on his pelvis insta-kills him. Or, sorry, not insta-kills him. Like a tap takes away like 30 health. Can you guys like die? Can someone just die so I can get some health back? Please, and tanks. Wow, without you sending your minions here, I definitely would have lost this battle. So thank you. I really appreciate your thoughtful and kind words. Wait, words? You didn't say anything, but you know what I'm saying, right? I'm just saying Goku.jpg. But this dude is a pretty cool sword. I want that sword. Will I shoot lasers if I get his sword? I want that. Whatever's letting him shoot lasers like that, I want it. Also, I didn't even realize it, but it has some pretty cool lighting effects too. The cool musty clouds over it seem pretty cool as well. That gives it a nice visual effect. A lot of attention to detail, honestly. But some of that attention to detail could also be spent in the design room, you know? Changing a little bit of the mechanical side of things, because while it is very fleshed out, and I do like the game's polish. Oh shit, I beat the game. Okay. Didn't expect to do that on the review thing, but well done, champion. You are the SwordLord. And every time I hit enter, it's going to change resolutions. Okay, after burning the body of the Duke, the priest executed his sorcerers and witches. Oh god, changing resolutions. He established a holy rule upon the city and cursed the fortress with desolation. His rule caused great peace on the city for as long as he lived. The end. Oh, how nice. Yep, Justin Vargrees, Dan, Mom's Pumpkin Soup. That's cool. Soundrangers.com. I appreciate it. There you go. There's all the developer stuff. I will have a link in the description to the itch.io page if in case you want to pick this game up for $1. I think it requires just a $1 donation. That's it in order to do it. My computer almost burnt my house down during the making of this game. Well, that kind of sucks. Sorry to hear that, Justin. Thank you for playing my game. Email me at krdjustingames with your crits and comments. Well, there you go. There was my crits and comments. Like all of them. Who can stop the Duke of War? Game by... Okay, yeah, you already saw this. Well, you guys didn't, but I did. Anyway, that was SwordLord. Thank you guys for joining me. If you enjoyed it, want to see more content like this and many other things, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Marksman26, Twitter.com/Marksman. Follow me on Twitter, actually. Do that. Twitter is a cool place for me, mostly. Thank you very much for joining me. Oh, wait. Is this turning more red? As the blood drips down on it? That's a really weird but awesome attention to detail that I really like. I think that's turning more red. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Yeah, it's definitely turning red. That is red as shit, yo. Alright, anyway. This was SwordLord. If you enjoyed, you can go check it out on the itch.io page. Thank you guys, and as always, stay frosty.